Brothers and sisters, what's happening? We are back once again. And if you are alive and breathing, we are back to conquer another day, another year, another decade. And always and forever, remember our ancestors who fought hard to get a lot of us in that great divine space that we are in. That's brother or sister. That was general, that sacrifice before all this, some of this superficial shit we see out here. Be thankful for the reachers and teachers in our lives, those that mean well, and that's in our families and outside our families. And welcome again, if I didn't say that already, to another edition of EBX Discussion. Current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, we got to stay powerful and keep marching on, and we do this, most of us that are righteous and are, some of us that are like truly righteously spiritual to the pit of the soul. Man, be thankful for brothers and sisters like that. And in our families, we come to a place of enlightenment, and when we see things now, we can see clearly now, the rain is gone. It's beautiful when we get to that point, but it takes work for some of us. Some get to that awakening state soon, some get there later, but let's make sure it's not too late, because remember, along the way, we have brothers and sisters, family, children, significant other. So that's why we walk a right path, start out with a right heart, and that deep spiritual will come, Great divine always bless those who are really trying, and putting in the effort, because the great divine doesn't look at size, neither does Mother Nature or time, Father time, that is, because we're on divine time, as I like to say, not man's time. Sometimes not even our own time. When we're on divine time, we'll never go wrong. So be thankful if you have a good mental state, if you have a good mental state, and everything else will follow, because the body always follows the mind. So keep working on that mental, and I'm telling you, you'll be fine. Just got to stay with it, and always introspect and think of the things that got us to the space that we are in right now as one speaks. And because I do that from time to time, that's what will get us through. When we introspect, every so often, it refuels us. It charges us up. It makes us, know that things will be great. Just got to stay at it. And you'll see. Excuse me here. Okay. Sorry about that. Every now and then we have technical difficulties, but I got to get this off my chest. I really need to speak on this, because this was a challenge in one's life, as you'll see on my banner here. That's why I got the tiger on there, represents strength, and strong solitude. Remember, we don't stay in solitude too much. We got to connect with family and have human touch. We have to, because that's what keeps us connected to reality and not a false sense of reality. And I'm going to get into it, brothers and sisters. Sex is overrated. I love sex. I love my sisters, but when you get up in levels, and this could be wisdom or age, you start seeing sex for what it really is, and start longing for the true, true connectedness with one another, brother or sister. And this is something I've come to in this life. Abstinence can help see the inner core of lust. I'm say it again. Abstinence can help see the inner core of lust. And remember, it's not just sex. It's many things that can connect to sex. Connect to lust. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Connect to lust. We all know money, attention. If you're not looking for a right cause, it's okay to have money and some attention, but you got a right heart and you appreciate it, and you just appreciate it. And remember, we're led by that divine spirit deep within. It will keep us out of trouble, but we have to go there, because great divine puts things in front of us all the time. Those that are connected now and reaching and teaching are righteous to the pit of the soul. We always have. It just things was in our way where we couldn't see it. But some are still back there, so to speak. We're not in a race. It's just an example. Some are still back there running that race. A lot of us have gotten out of that race and on to bigger and better things, but we have to go there. Can't be caught up in, as I say, lusting. And that can be many things: sex, money, attention, numbers, anything that's toxic, shouldn't lust after, That's why we have to break things down and analyze, Abstinence is one way, as I said, that can help see the inner core of lust. And I'm going to go into a few things about lusting, because that was a challenge for me at one point. And when you become self-aware, in this brother or sister, as I said many times, most things you come across or toxicity will be highlighted. It's things that always been there, but you see it more when you have a heightened self-awareness. When we're finally there after the layers, we'll see it, sex, for what it is. And I know there's many that do this, and it's not an easy thing, but as I said, once you reach a certain level of wisdom, or you have awakened, or a certain level of awareness, it's meant all these things you see on social media and in the world and TV, and how they push sex, and people are confused mentally, and that's why they alter their body, and all these different things that toxic lusting can lead to. And it's sad in some cases where some people can't even see what lust is doing to them. And it's not just sex, but kind of hitting on sex, because it can lead to some wrong things, wrong impulses, making wrong choices, not thinking, getting caught up in webs that we can't get ourselves out of, thus DMs, thus chat rooms, thus porn, all those things, been there, done that. Well, not the DMs. I never really done DMs, but I'm talking about having that mind state, that sexual deviant mind state, when you don't see the core of individual. And I'm speaking brother or sister, dating, or you with someone, or just even if you're single, man, work on that mind state, because lust will lead you. And if you're just lusting and you have no kind of discipline or awareness, it can really lead to the wrong thing. And and a lot of times you really have to play out those scenarios. I've mentioned this podcast before. I made scenarios can save our lives. If we would just play out scenarios in different situations, we won't get caught up in things. Step back, analyze, and analyzing and observing, man, it could save your life. It really can. It could save your life. And I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about like spiritually, or getting caught up in karma and things happening. Like I said, one has made a lot of mistakes back in the past, when I wasn't aware. But again, if we had those woulda, coulda, shouldas, we won't be lost in any more woulda, coulda, shouldas. And I'm telling you, again, abstinence is the only way that we can see the inner core of lust. And I'm going to give examples and maybe some stories and some mistakes one has made, And, now a lot of us, we conquer lust. We have conquered it. I have conquered it. But one thing I will say, we always have to stick to that reality. So the only way we truly know that we're not a lustful person, again, it's more than sex, but we're speaking on sex right now. Only way we truly know if we're not a sexual deviant, or we don't have those things inside of us, is when we get tested. And I've been tested many times, And like I say, when you've been there, you know what it is. So I chose to go abstinence because, again, like I said, sex is overrated. I mean, it's ridiculous what this social media has brought out in some brothers and sisters, some adults, some young, and again, when you step back and analyze, when you're on the outside of it and really see it for what it is, it's like, wow. It's like I don't even want to have sex anymore. Of course, I love sex just like anybody. Like I say, I love voluptuous sisters. I have my little preferences, but I look at the inner core, But of course, we have our little different things we like about each other, and this brother or sister, But I don't focus on the physical. But it's, I'm just being real. I like voluptuous sisters, dark skin, but I like them all. But that's just a preference, But if I happen to meet someone, maybe outside of my preference, and they got a good heart, a good spirit, mean well, yeah, I ain't gonna just say, well, she's light skinned, I don't like her. No, I won't do nothing like that. It's just a preference. But I like all sisters. I think sisters are so very beautiful. Some don't know that. That's why you need brothers like me and many others. Brothers out there, salute the real brothers that really know, that really study and know our sisters and how they are and why they are the way they are. I said so many times, if we can just know that we all have been through under some kind of conditioning, some of us have been hurt, And, as I heard a comedian say, I ain't gonna say his name, but comedian I heard a few days ago, hurt people hurt people. So that's why we got to work on ourselves. So we don't walk around hurting people, especially ourselves, because we can't begin to teach or give suggestions to another if we're, unless we're righteously hurting, we're suffering righteously. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you're trying to teach, because sometimes that can be therapeutic when you're feeling some kind of way and you help somebody else. That can help you. But if you're just hurting and you're not trying to get to the root of it, or not trying to get help or fix oneself in any shape, or form, then that's when you need to get off to yourself or speak to someone you trust to get that stuff out in us, especially if it got something to do with lusting. Because lusting can be a horrible thing if you're not in the right mind state, and it just will make for a terrible future, So that's why I say, to me, my opinion, abstinence is the only way, and I've chosen abstinence, and I've already not had sex probably, I say going on 2 months, maybe 3, and it's like it doesn't even matter to me anymore, and because, like I say, when you do a little introspection, my brothers, it's for my sisters too, but I'm coming from a brother's point of view, my brothers, when you think back to some of the foul things that some of us done, we got to call it for what it is, I'm talking about when we weren't in the right mindset, we think of it now, we can talk about it when we're wise and mature, we can talk about it now, but just things we do when we're young, we think about it now, it's like, wow, the mindset I used to have is crazy, so like I say, it's never too late, but don't wait too late. So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I know that's kind of cliche. We hear that a lot, but when you live in it, you'll see. And that's brother, sister, young or old, especially my young brothers and sisters. Learn from those what not to do, And I'll even say, I talked to a sister, like I say, I don't do many DMs. I don't do DMs and I don't go searching. And, of course, when you're on the internet sometimes, you're going to run across a voluptuous sister, big up top and thick in the back. You know how I go. But I don't let that throw me anymore. I've learned. Sometimes that little lustful bug, like I say, the only way you're going to be able to tell if you've gotten rid of it, if you don't have that lustful thing within you, is when you get tested. But over time, when you've learned yourself, it's nothing to you. It won't even faze you, So, like I say, practice makes perfect. So you practice on being a righteous brother or sister and stay within yourself. Man, I know we hear that a lot, but when we do it over time, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Then you can share that light to others, because sometimes people are just caught up, and unaware. Some mean well and just maybe a little caught up, or some do mean well, and come across a brother like me or another brother or sister that enlighten them and derail them and put them on the right path and help them to see, because some people just don't see. So that's why we need those lights in this life to let people see the beautiful side of sex and not look at it as a nasty, lustful, shameful thing. It can be beautiful. It just depends on our mindset and who we're connecting with, brother or sister. So I want to go back to, I did, like I say, I don't go in DMs a lot, but it was on Instagram, and she was a beautiful sister, and she was an older woman. She wasn't a young sister, and I don't really like to go on people's timeline, but I just just wanted to investigate a little bit, just see what a little bit she was about. And she she had maybe some provocative photos, but it wasn't nothing too revealing or nothing like that really. And she was single, so single mom, and she looked like she had a daughter, and so and I didn't follow her right away. It's because I had a lot of some sisters might try to follow me or whatever, and of course you got some toxic, I hate to say, some Caucasian, and I can tell the toxic ones because you can see they have it all in their description about chat rooms and see my phone and unfollow, see ya. I don't even take the time. Once I see that, I'm gone. So, and it don't care if you're a sister or not. If you have some foul shit in your description or you have naked, nope, I'm gone, because we have to flee from that. Don't even indulge in it. Like I say, do not feed the beast. I made a podcast about that. Don't even pay no attention, because once you feed that beast, once it draws you in, you be right back to where you was. You have to start all over again. So don't even go there, brothers and sisters, but especially my brothers, because I know what it's like to have that mindset. So that's why I'm here to teach today. Abstinence will help us see the inner core to lust. So I talked to the sister, and like I said, she was nice. She wasn't real provocative or anything, and so I finally followed her. Remember, I didn't follow her for a good month or 2 weeks because I've learned not to jump off those impulses, impulses, and study things. Don't be so quick to jump off, our impulses, brothers. So, and she did Instagram. I'm not Instagram, but she DM'd me, and she said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she said, "Where are you from?" I didn't respond right away, but I did end up responding like a day later. And I won't say her name, but I just said, "Hey," I said hi and what her name was, and that was it. Nothing else. So, "Hey, baby, I want to get what?" None of that. So then she tried to auto call me, but I didn't call her. I didn't call back. I didn't even know she called me, but I checked and I seen she had called. I didn't call her back, but just kind of, I've learned not to do that because lusting can get you in trouble. And this brother or sister, when we give into that flesh, I've talked about this many, many times. The flesh is not shit. The flesh wants what it wants when it wants it. And remember, it can be more than just sex, but sex is powerful. Sex is powerful because when you have sex with someone, brother or sister, you're binded to that person. You're connected. Because it's more than just our DNA. I don't mean to sound, crass or nasty or nothing, but it's more than that. Just going in that person. It's more than that. It's our whole mind, body, and soul. When we connect with an individual like that, that's when we get up in levels of age or wisdom. That's when we'll find out how important it is who we lock on to when we have sex. Again, abstinence, if you're having trouble in this area, anybody, brother or sister, you have to go abstinence. There is no other way. You have to not do it for a while. Stay away from it. How will you see or acknowledge the problem if you're still doing it, if you're still in it? And you think a person is going to change it. No, there's really two beings that can change it. But the first being is ourselves. It's the only way. We got to step back, analyze, get in those quiet times, see sex for what it is, go deep within ourselves and see where, if we have a lustful thing within us, see where that shit's coming from. Deal with that shit. Never let stuff like that fester. Deal with it right there and then on the spot. Look it up, deal with it, and you do have to, I'm telling you, abstinence is the only way you're going to see that inner core of that lust. Because I'm telling you, you can't go into a date or go into meeting someone, this brother or sister, with that lustful mindset, because you won't see the core of a person, or you won't see the core of yourself, and then also when you don't have that lustful mindset, then you can see the flaws in the other individual, vice versa. If it's a sister going to a situation with somebody, when you're not toxic, it's kind of mostly for the brothers though, because, well, I guess it's for the sisters too. Anybody that's having trouble in this area, the only way you're going to be able to deal with it and come up with a solution is to go abstinence for a while. See why you're getting these certain feelings. See why they're coming into your psyche. See where they're coming from. Deal with it. Clean that shit up. I'm telling you. Because what we do righteous in the present, as I always say, or anything we put work into righteously in the present, man, it will benefit us so much in the future. And I've said this before, it comes out of a movie we all heard, but it's so very true, because a lot of us have lived this. One night of toxic passion can give us a lifetime of pain, and we don't want that. So don't let sometimes it's only 3 seconds, 5 seconds, brothers and sisters, fuck up our whole life. So that's why we analyze and study areas, especially lust. Again, it can be more than sex. If we have lusting in other areas, money, attention, if we have lusting in those areas, we like to shop all the time, or we're addicted to something, we have habits we don't like. Hey, work on it, brothers and sisters. Don't just let that shit fester. This for me too now. I have little quirks and habits and things I have to work on. That's why we study, and we talk, and as long as we get it out, sometimes it's the wrong place that we get stuff out. Some of us have meltdowns, and some of us do it on social media. Sometimes it's not good to do that. But long as that shit is out, get it out of us. And then we take it from there. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at it as a shameful thing. Look at it as you're cleansing yourself. If you're on social media and you crying and stuff, and I know that's not the place for it, but at least you're cleansing yourself. It's better than going and killing somebody or trying to kill yourself. I would rather somebody pour their heart out on social media than be quiet and we don't know what's going on with them. At least it's there in front of us. So that's how I look at it. And that's the mindset we have to have when it comes to lusting. Again, abstinence, man, can help see the inner core of lust. And this definitely helped me. And I'll go back to the sister that I was talking about in DM. And by the way, I'm single. I'm not with nobody. So anybody, I thought he was with somebody. No, I'm no longer with nobody. I'm by oneself. So, and I think this is very important for those who are single, because that's when we really kind of get attacked, in my opinion, when you're single. So that's why you really have to study that inner core of lust, because especially if you haven't dated in a while, you really have to be analytical and be careful, because I'm telling you, that's when that flesh will start speaking to you. I'm telling you, that flesh will talk to you and have you justifying shit. I'm telling you. So that's why we study, areas of lust, and again, only way you will know if those who are working in that area and do see sex for what it is and want that real connection. Only way you gonna know if you gotten rid of that kind of feeling or thought is when we get tested. So, and sometimes we might fumble, but we learn from it and get back on board and just don't do it again. Whatever that is. Again, this could be more than sex, but talking about sex at the moment. So, and it took a long time for me to get that shit out of my system. I'm telling you. But the only way that we can do this, we can try to deal with it and justify it and keep having sex with people. No, none of that's not going to work. Try to go to the club and date or go here or there. No. Abstinence is the only true way that can help see the inner core of lust. I'm telling you, it's the only way. So I'm going abstinence. Like I said, it's been 3 months. And to be honest, brothers and sisters, I could care if I ever have sex again. I don't even care about it anymore. I don't want to make it sound like I'm bragging, but a lot of us brothers are like this. So those that are wise and been on this planet for a while, I've had enough women 10 men could have. I lived out the fantasies. I've done all that shit. Doesn't mean anything to me. So any toxic female try to throw at me, it's just gonna bounce off because I know what it is. And again, we living in the age of AI, so we have to be very, very careful. They're taking the fun out of, the beauty out of sex. It's just, everything is just sex. It's just, you know what? I'm done. I'm just going to step back and focus on the things that are important. That's one of the benefits of abstinence. It helps you to see the overall picture of things. You get out of that small space, because this world, this social media can have you just sitting in a small space and not seeing the bigger, greater picture out here in this world. So I wanted to read a little summary about how helpful and healthy abstinence can be. So, and thank those that's been riding along. Remember, we're leaders and teachers. We are not followers, because if you're not a follower, you will see things. You won't get mixed and mangled up in lust, and you will see that in the core of yourselves and others, in this family and outside our families. All right. So thank those that's been here, current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view. Let's go on another meditative moment. We're going to talk about this is just a little summary. All right. Woo. I guess I'll read the whole thing. Abstinence can be a way to avoid risk and come with sex, like pregnancy and STDs, until you're ready to prevent and or handle them, right? And preserve ourselves, save ourselves for that person that deserves us, especially us brothers. We got to be like some of these sisters be. We got to treat ourselves like we're gold. We don't just give ourselves to everybody and anybody. I'm learning that. Preserve oneself, because then when you finally do connect to that individual, I'm talking about brothers finding a sister. When we finally do, it's the most beautiful. Sometimes it take a long time, but abstinence, we have to. That's one way we gonna see a real, true, genuine sister. Again, when we have abstinence and we're not in that lustful, low vibrational, lustful mind state, we'll see either the good things in a sister or we'll see the flaws, either or. So that's why we take those moments and have abstinence. And abstinence can also help you focus on other things in your life. And some of these are just examples, but it's real too. Other things in your life that are important to us. to you, like friends, school, sports, activities, having fun, planning for the future. That's something I always say. What we do righteous in the present will benefit us in the what. So, and of course, there's more things in school and sports. All those are included. But remember, we go above and beyond the academic things that we learn in school. When we take that too. We use those tools too, because everything helps when it comes to wisdom of the mind, productivity, education. All those matters too. And notice I said fun in there. We gotta have fun. Y'all hear me say that a lot. And planning for the future. When this is the things that abstinence helps, because it takes you away from that sexual mind state. When you so focused on booties, ooh, she got an ass, ooh, look at them titties, man, especially if you're up in age, you past them 50s and 60s, and you still thinking like that, woo, I feel sorry for you, because as I say time and time again, we all gonna get old one day, and that's brother or sister. So that was some of the things I had in one spirit, and I just thank that great divine for putting the power of discipline in one. But we learn every day. I'll never want to come off like I'm a perfect brother and I've done everything right or I do everything right. But some advice I like to give my brothers and sisters, my family, a lot of us that are at a good self-awareness state in our mind. We might not be where we want to be, but thank God, that great divine, that we are not where we used to be. So that's why I say, my brothers, anyone that's having trouble with lusting or challenge, abstinence is the only way, because it will help you see, like that statement I just read. It will help us see the things that are important, the things that's good for our mind, body, and soul. See, hear, and feel in that good old psyche. So thank that great divine if you gotten rid of that lustful thing that some of us have carried. It can be a battle. It's not easy, but when you take the steps to study it and get rid of it, rebuke it, dissipate, and disappear into the universe, because we don't want that lustful thing to go to nobody else either. We want to help others too, to understand, and see, like I said, see sex for a beautiful thing, because it does matter. And I'm starting to see this and learn this. It does matter who we connect with. I don't think what we think they are, who they are. We really have to study who we connect our bodies with. It doesn't matter. If you care about your body, if you cared about your temple, you'll care about who we connect with. And this with me too now. So I'm on fire for this. That's why I got this on my banner. All sexual demons, step off. It's over. It's over. So I thank those that I have learned from to deal with that inner core within myself, because that's the only way we're going to be able to teach others, is to deal with that inner core within. Because lust is a big one. As I said, many things can connect to lust, especially when it's toxic and wrong. So that's why we stay in that righteous realm, especially if we got what? Family, children, significant other. So again, abstinence, taking a break, however long you need. Sometimes it's long. Sometimes I think it takes a while. Like I said, it's been 3 months for me. Again, sex is overrated for me. I'm sick of it, and I just have to, like I said, I don't care if I ever have sex again. So real talk, that's how disciplined one has gotten. Life will get you like this. Real talk, you just keep living. As I always say, my grandmother said, may she rest in peace and in power. You'll see, stay on this walk, but it'll benefit you. And I'm telling you, preserve oneself. Wait for that right individual to connect with, and that's brother or sister. Abstinence can help to see the inner core of lust. So that's my thought, and I honor my family. Salute, I honor your family. Salute, I honor my children, their mothers. Salute, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world and those that's been riding along. I thank you and appreciate you. Whether you react or not, we do this for that great divine. Because remember, we're doing this for the future. So I'm telling you, a lot of us are making history right now in the present, especially those who are righteous and real to the pit of the soul and not playing. We're making history, brothers and sisters. And aren't you glad you didn't get caught up in lusting? So stay with it. Again, abstinence, man, always and forever help us see the inner core of lust. It's wonderful, isn't it? Stay up, my brothers and sisters and my family. Salute.